The next assignment for improv will be as follows. First of all, just as we have worked with chaconne templates, we're now going to work with a minuet template. The minuets are pretty diverse. There's a collection of them that is associated with Mozart, the notebook for Maria Anna, his sister, which probably contains a lot by their father, Leopold, and some by Mozart, and so on. So there's a zillion minuets and other little classical pieces in here that are nice examples of very short phrases, 8 bars and 16 bars and so on, in the classical language. So they make good templates for improvising. And I'm going to hold this one up to the camera so you can have a look at it, what I want you to do with it. First of all, I'll play it. I hope you played this when you were 4 years old. And that repeats, but we'll go on. Okay, so let me hold it up and you can pause your camera and get a screen capture and all of that good stuff. So those bottom 2 lines, there we go. Hope you can see that pretty well. Now, the way we're going to use this as a template is it's 3/4, and we're going to do 2 bars of 1, 2 bars of 4, 2 bars of 1, and then some kind of cadential formula, something that takes you through a cadential 6/4 and back to 1. And that's the first 8 bars, okay? So you're going to make up your own music. You're going to make up your own minuet idea, but with this exact number of bars doing these exact harmonies. 2 bars of 1, 2 bars of 4, 2 bars of 1, 2 bars with a cadential formula that fits within those 2 bars. That's the A section. The B section, I actually wrote waste time on 5 because it's just 4 bars of the 5 chord. And of course what makes it fit together, what makes it sound like music, is that it has material that repeats and unifies that. It's not just a bunch of garbage on the 5 chord, it's unified. So you need 4 bars of something on the 5 chord, and then you repeat for 2 bars on the 1 chord your exactly what you did up here, and then a cadential formula. That's the whole thing. Alright, so I want you to be able to improvise minuets over this template in several keys. We're going to do that in our next class. So that's the minuet template. Pretty cool. Next, I've got a series of progressions for you over which to improvise melodies. And again, we'll hold them up to the camera and you can copy it or get a screenshot as you see fit. Make sure you can see all of those. There we go. They are either in major or minor depending on the 1 chord that you see at the beginning. When you work through these, first and foremost, find out what the bass line is doing and develop a left-hand accompaniment that incorporates the bass line or just plays the bass line, because that bass line is going to guide you through all of these. As with all harmonic progressions, the bass line is the map, that gets you there. Stay with the meter, make sure you're counting. In some of these, like in the second one, I've spaced these chords out so that it's fairly clear that the 5 chord is on beat 3, that this one lasts 2 beats, that one lasts 1 beat. If that's what it looks like, then that's probably what it's supposed to be, and that's how it will work best. So follow that. Some of these, like this one with the all the 3 chords in it, well, obviously that's going into the relative major, so you're going to need to go through and work out how that functions. So these are all for melodies, and we're going to choose different keys and have you play these and improvise melodies at the next class. I just want to review a couple things. The melodic ornamentation elements that we discussed in class were, first of all, the turn, and and they generally fill in the gap of a walking third in the melodic line. However, if you're up on a note and you're going to play a turn, I'm on scale degree 5 and I'm playing a 1 chord, so that's not a goal note for me, leading scale degree 7 or the leading tone, so I need to complete that line if I'm using a turn on that scale degree, if I don't have something 2 steps up from it. There are several ways to do this. That would be one. Nice retardation, appoggiatura, or hurry up the rhythm and get there on time. So with all of these ornaments, you really do have to follow classical language or it just won't sound right. So turns, don't forget about your trills. If you can get anywhere within spitting distance of your cadential formula, you're free and clear for the rest of the way. So let's say I'm making up stuff, blah, 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 and I get to the 1-6-4. Excellent. Well, now I can just trill over a cadential formula, and I don't need to make up anything else. I'm good to go. So don't forget about your trills at cadential moments. Appoggiaturas, suspensions, review how those work them into your melody. They create a lot of interest. This is one I quickly went over in class. It's kind of a little Mozart thing. Haydn probably uses it too. And all it is I'm in G major and I'm playing scale degree 3, which is B. And instead of just sitting there on the B, if I want to ornament that, I just go up and down an octave with the arpeggio, and I have a wonderful classical sounding decoration that is far more interesting than doing nothing. That's going to come near the end of the beat and lead toward the next strong beat. Okay, so that's where those little arpeggios go. Don't forget about our good friends the descending repeated 2-note phrases. They are wonderful. All they do is they ornament a scale, and you can start on a lot of different scale degrees to do them. Okay, so those are handy. The fingering is generally 3-2, 3-2, 3-2 coming down. Also, check out your chromatic neighbors, musically speaking. And get to know which ones sound appropriate to the style and which ones are goofy. Generally, they are lower neighbors when used in this ornamental way. But just play through the scale and listen to the different chromatic neighbors and the effect that they have. Okay, so those are the melodic ornaments we discussed. And then one last thing, we talked about this magnificent circle progression with suspensions on every other chord. C minor. I'm going to do the circle progression in C minor with suspensions on every other chord. So here we go. C minor, F minor with suspension. Here's B flat, to E flat with a suspended fourth, to A flat. Now here's the cool one. That's the 2, the half diminished suspension. 5-1. So go through in several keys and try that and get to know that progression. It's wonderful if you're going along and you just need to do something to reinforce the key, something that's melodically beautiful. You've got something ready to go all the way through the harmonic richness of the key. So that's all your stuff. Happy practicing, and we'll see you at the next class.